तन्मे भवान् खलु वृथा पतिरङ्गजायम् आत्मार्पितश्च भवतोऽत्र विभो विदेहि
तन्मे भवान् खलु वृथा पतिरङ्गजायाम् आत्मार्पितस्य भवतोऽत्र विभो विदेहि
मा वीरभागमभिमर्शतु चैद्यहारात् गोमायुवन्मृगपतेर्बलिमम्बुजाक्षा
मा वीरभागमविमर्शतु विद्याराध गोमायुवन्मृगपतेर्बलिमम्बुजाक्ष
पूर्तेष्टदत्तनियमव्रतदेव विप्र गुरुवर्चनाधिविरलं भगवान् परेशः
पूर्तेष्टदत्तनियमाव्रतदेव विप्र गुरुवर्चनाधिविरलं भगवान् परेशः
आराधितो यदि गदाग्रजयेत्यपाणिम् गृह्णातु मेनदमघोषसुताधयोन्ये
आराधितो यदि गदाग्रजयेत्यपाणिम् गृह्णातु मेनदमघोषसुतादयोन्ये
शोभाविनी त्वमजितोद्वहने विदर्भान् गुप्तः समेत्य पृतनापतिभिः परीतः
मोहाविनी त्वमजितोद्वहने विदर्भान् गुप्तः समेत्य पृतनापतिभिः परीतः
निर्मध्य चैद्यमगधेन्द्रबलं प्रसह्य मां राक्षसेन विधिनोद्वह वीर्यशुल्काम्
निर्माद्य चैद्यमगधेन्द्रबलं प्रसह्य मां राक्षसेन विधिनोद्वह वीर्यशुल्काम्
अन्तःपुरान्तरचरीम् anihatya bandhūn tvām कथमिति pravadāmyupāyam
अन्तःपुरान्तरचरीम् anihatya bandhūn त्वामुद्वहे कथमिति प्रवदाम्युपायम्
pūrve-dyur asti mahatī kula-deva-yātrā yasyāṁ bahir nava-vadhūr girijām upeyāt
pūrve-dyurasti mahatī kula-deva-yātrā yasyāṁ bahir nava-vadhūr girijām upeyāt
यस्याङ्घ्रिपङ्कजरजस्वपनं महन्तो वाञ्छन्त्युमापतिरिवात्मतमोपहत्यै
यस्याङ्घ्रिपङ्कजरजस्नपनं महन्तो वाञ्छत्युमापतिरिवात्मतमोपहत्यै
यर्ह्यम्बुजाक्षनलभेयभवत्प्रसादम् जिह्यामसून्वत्तकृशनशतजन्मभिः स्यात्
यर्ह्यम्बुजाक्षनलभेऽभवत्प्रसादं जह्यामसून्व्रतकृशान् सितजन्मभिः स्यात्
श्रुत्वा गुणान् भुवनसुन्दरशृण्वतां ते निर्विश्य कर्णविवरैर्हरतोऽङ्गतापम्
श्रुत्वा गुणान् भुवनसुन्दरशृण्वतां ते निर्विश्य कर्णविवरैर्हरतोऽङ्गतापम्
रूपं दृशां दृशिमतामखिलार्थलाभम् त्वय्यच्युताविशति चित्तमपत्रपं मे
रूपं दृशां दृशिमतामखिलार्थलाभम् त्वय्यच्युता विशति चित्तम् अपद्रपं मे
Okay. Okay. So last week we discussed shloka 5. So we have two more shlokas, shloka 6 and 7. I think we'll try to finish those two today. If not, at least one shloka today, shloka number 6. So any points anyone would like to share so far what we discussed, or especially from shloka 5? So what is shloka 5, by the way?
Hare Krishna.
Prabhavini tvamajito udvahe.
Bhavini tvamajito udvahane vidarbhan gupta sametya pratana patibhi paritaha. Then
Nirmadya chaidya
Gadendra balam prasasya
Mamra
Jasena
Nayano Vidano
Mahavir
Mahavir
Shulkam.
Shulkam.
Yeah. So what is Rukmini Devi telling here?
She is giving idea or plan to come and save her. So based on that, we also have to plan our devotional or spiritual life.
Yeah.
Just not only by hearing Krishna Katha, we have to do some devotional service also.
Yeah.
And the second thing is how now will enter into our heart. I mean, how he will come and sit in our heart just by crossing 3 levels of securities or enemies, like friends, family, and another's like kama, krodha, mada, matsarya.
Yeah.
So that we have to hear the Krishna Katha that purifies our heart and makes our heart as a lotus, so that Krishna will come and will sit in that heart. I mean, in that lotus.
Okay. Wonderful. Give her a big round of applause. I mean, even if you ask me to summarize what I have said on Shloka 5, I may not be able to summarize in simple words like this.
Actually, Friday class is not there, no, Prabhuji. That day, I again played your video. That's
Okay.
why I got the points.
That's good. That's good. Yeah. So, okay. So let's try to do a quick recap of all the 5 shlokas in one sentence. Shloka 1, Rukmini Devi starts glorifying Krishna's form. And Shloka 2, Rukmini Devi glorifies Krishna's other qualities like Kula, Shila, Rupa, Vidya, Vayo, Dravina, Dhamma, Bhi, and so on. And then she says, in third shloka, she says, for these reasons, I'm accepting you as my husband. Please come and take me. Vibho videhi. I'm surrendering to you. Atmarpitascha bhavatautra vibho videhi. I'm surrendering to you. Please come and accept me. Please come and take me. Or videhi means accept me. Please come and accept me. And then fourth shloka, she's saying that if at all I have performed pious activities sufficiently since many lifetimes, and if at all I have performed those pious activities as a worship of the Supreme Lord, let the benefit of those pious activities manifest now, and you come and do the panigrahanam. Pūrve-dyuḥ niyama vratadeva vipra guruvarchanadibiralam bhagavan paresha आराधितो यदि गदाग्रज एत्यपाणिं गृह्णातु मे न दमघोष सुताधयोन्ये. So Panigrahanam, there we discussed about Karavalambam, Padavalambam, how Krishna will uplift all the jivas from this material world, from this ocean called material world. Krishna will come and uplift us. And then the fifth shloka, she's giving a plan. So she's giving a plan because Krishna, without the plan, she's thinking that Krishna would have to, Krishna would try to cross the external circle of soldiers, and then he will come inside the palace and he has to face the inner circle of soldiers or family members, and then finally he has to come to the innermost chamber of Rukmini Devi. Sometimes it may be difficult, but for Krishna it may not be difficult. He is Ajita. But during this process, Krishna might have to kill somebody, and they could be some family members. So Rukmini Devi did not want to cause any damage to her family members. That's why she is giving a plan. In Shloka 6, she'll tell us the plan. So let's read Shloka 6. So this is Shloka 6. antaḥ-purāntara-carīm anihatya bandhūn tvām udvahe katham-iti pravadāmy upāyam.
antaḥ-purāntara-carīm nihatya bandhūn tvām udvahe kantham-iti pravadāmy.
pūrve-dyur asti mahatī kula-deva-yātrā yasyāṁ bahir nava-vadhūr girijām upeyāt.
pūrve-dyur asti mahatī kula-deva-yātrā yasyāṁ bahir
nava-vadhūr girijām upeyāt.
Okay, so let's open this and okay, so antaḥ-pura, the women's quarters of the palace. Antara, within. So antaḥ-purāntara, that's the first word, right? Antaḥ-purāntara. So antaḥ-pura, the women's quarters of the palace, and antara means within. So within the chamber of Rukmini Devi. Carīm, moving. Anihatya, without killing. Bandhūn, your relatives. Tvām, you. Udvahe, I shall carry away. Katham, how. Iti, saying such words. Pravadāmy, I shall explain. Upāyam, a means. Pūrve-dyuḥ, on the day before. Asti, there is. Mahatī, large. Kula, of the royal family. Deva, for the presiding deity. Yātrā, a ceremonial procession. Yasyāṁ, in which. Bahir, outside. Nava, new. Vadhū, the bride. Girijām, goddess Girija, Ambika. Upeyāt, approaches. Translation. Neela, you want to read the translation and purport?
Sure, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Since I will be staying within the inner chambers of the palace, you may wonder, how can I carry you away without killing some of your relatives? But I shall tell you a way. On the day before the marriage, there is a grand procession to honor the royal family's deity. And in this procession, the new bride goes outside the city to visit goddess Girija. Clever Rukmini anticipated a possible objection on the part of Sri Krishna. He certainly would not object to subduing rascals like Shishupal and Jarasandha, but he might be reluctant to injure or kill Rukmini's relatives, some of whom might block his way to the palace's inner sanctum where the women are protected. A procession to or from the temple of Girija, Durga, would provide the perfect opportunity for Krishna to kidnap Rukmini without harming her relatives. Hare Krishna.
Yep. Okay, so it's a very simple message. So she's telling that Rukmini Devi is telling that the day before the marriage, as per the family tradition, the bride, I need to go to the temple of Girija to do some puja. So while I am on the way to the temple of Girija, you come and take me away. So she doesn't want any disturbance to the family members. So this is pretty straightforward. I cannot think of any philosophical points here. So one philosophical point that we can derive from this is just like how, I mean, we already discussed that in the previous shloka, but here, since this word is there, antaḥ-purāntara, so it is more significant to discuss here. Antaḥ-purāntara means the inner chamber of Rukmini Devi. So what is the inner chamber in our body? Our heart. So just like how Krishna has to enter the innermost chamber of Rukmini Devi, who is representing the Jiva. Similarly, if we have to invite Krishna into the innermost chamber of our body, our antaḥ-purāntara. So if you consider this body as antaḥ-pura, and then the antara of antaḥ-pura is the heart. So the way to invite Krishna to antaḥ-purāntara is by cleansing anarthas. When we hear Krishna Katha, it will remove all the anarthas and make way for Krishna. Just like
Prabhuji, one question.
Yeah.
If you are telling like to purify, right? And what is the difference between the purification and the doing for the pleasure of Krishna, Prabhuji? Like both are same?
Purification versus doing it pleasure
To Krishna. Anything do for the pleasure of Krishna, and anything we do for the purification of ourselves. So what is that difference?
Both are same, because
both are same,
whatever
Prabhuji.
we do, whatever devotional service that we do, whatever sadhana that we do to purify ourselves, to purify our body, mind and soul, that definitely pleases Krishna.
Okay.
For example, when you are chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, purifies your mind, pleases Krishna.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So just like how Krishna would have to kill the external enemies, so similarly in our life also there are some external enemies, and once all those enemies are killed, then Krishna will enter the antaḥ-purāntara. Only when our heart is clean like a lotus flower, Krishna will come and sit in our antaḥ-purāntara, the innermost chamber. Tvām udvahe katham pravadāmy upāyam. Upāyam, plan, right? So Rukmini Devi is giving a nice plan here. So this planning is very important in not only in spiritual life but also in material life. In material life, there is a very famous saying regarding this planning. They say that if you do not plan things, you plan to fail. Have you heard this? If you do not plan things, you're actually planning to fail. Or the correct sentence would be, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So indirectly, we're actually planning to fail if you are not doing the proper planning. And this is very important in spiritual life. If we fail to plan our devotional life systematically, very strictly, then we are actually planning to fail. As Harivilas Maharaj always says this one beautiful sentence. Maharaj says, in devotional life, if you are not moving forward, that means you are actually going backward. If you are not moving forward 2 steps, you are actually going backward 2 steps. So every minute we have to learn this art of planning our devotional life. How I should hear, how I should do the kirtanam, how I should, improve, uh, improve our attention on chanting, how I should perform some practical services. So everything we have to plan every walk of our life. So that is what Rukmini Devi is teaching here. Bhagavan Sri Krishna, in one sense, Rukmini Devi doesn't have to give the plan to him. He knows all the drill, what to do, how to take Rukmini away. He's Ajita. Rukmini Devi herself said, Ajita, you're unconquerable one. Now, does anyone need to give a plan to him? No, not required. But by saying that I'm going to give you a plan, Rukmini Devi indirectly saying that I'm planning the success of my life. I'm planning the success of my life. So when Rukmini Devi writes this letter, the Brahmana takes this and gives it to Krishna. And after that, Rukmini Devi will be waiting anxiously. Even though she is very confident of Krishna's ability to come and take her away, but still, in one corner of her mind, there is some doubt that maybe when Krishna comes, the family members might object, and Krishna may not be able to, cross that circle of family members and enter innermost chamber, or even if I give a different plan, as I said the day before the marriage, I go to the temple of Girijām, but even there, if it is not possible for Krishna to take me away, then probably I'll have to end my life. So Rukmini Devi was feeling this way, and then after waiting for some time, her left side of the body starts quivering, and it's a good auspicious thing for ladies if the left side of the body is quivering, like shaking, right? A small shaking, jerking. It's called quivering. The actual English word is quivering. So తెలుగులో అంటారు కదా, నా ఎడం కన్ను అదురుతుంది, లేకపోతే ఎడం భుజం అదురుతుంది, నా ఎడం సైడ్ అదురుతుంది అని. For ladies, if that happens on the left side, it's auspicious. For men, it's on the right side. So actually Rukmini Devi, she started feeling quivering on the left side of the body. Her eye, shoulder, whole body of the left side was quivering. And then as her left body was quivering, she saw the Brahmana walking towards the palace, coming back with a message from Krishna.
ప్రభుజీ ఒకటి అడగాలి, అంటే ఇప్పుడే నాకు రుక్మిణికి డౌట్ వచ్చిందని అన్నారు కదా, సో ఆ డౌట్ కృష్ణ పాజిటివ్ వల్నెస్ వచ్చిందా లేకపోతే ఎందుకు? బికాస్ హీఈస్ ఫుల్ కాన్ఫిడెంట్, లైక్ వితౌట్ సీయింగ్ కృష్ణ ఆల్సో హీఈస్ లవింగ్. ద క్వశ్చన్ ఆఫ్ డౌట్ ఈస్ బికాస్ ఆఫ్ ద possessiveness, or like of the person, when we love somebody blindly, that doubt will come, obviously.
Yeah, good question. The doubt is because of her attachment to the family members.
Okay, Prabhuji.
She has complete faith on Krishna and on Krishna's ability, but she has slight doubt because of her attachment to the family members.
Okay,
when Krishna is coming to take her away, if the family members object, King Bhishmaka, he's also a powerful king, and he's a good person, he's a saintly person. He he respects Krishna. So her doubt is that in the process of Krishna trying to come and take her away, if the family members pose a big obstacle, then Krishna may not be able to cross that over. That's her doubt.
See, Rukmini doesn't want to hurt anybody neither of the side, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a great thought. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So she wants to keep the family members also safe. That's why they say, right, in devotional service, when you are practicing devotional service and when you achieve perfection, you go back to Godhead. You not only liberate yourself, but you liberate 7 generations before and after. So when you are doing good to yourself in devotional life, you're not only doing good to yourself, but you are doing good to family members 7 generations before and after. So that's what Rukmini Devi is also doing here. That she definitely wants to be saved from that miserable situation that she is stuck in. At the same time, she wants to do good to the family members also. She doesn't want to cause any disturbance to the family members. So while thinking about all these things, she was expressing a slightest doubt that if Krishna. Now she expressed her doubt in two ways. One is, what if Krishna, even after seeing the letter given by Brahmana, what if Krishna does not come? That is one way of expressing her doubt. Another way of expressing her doubt is, even if Krishna comes, what if it becomes very difficult for him? It becomes an obligation for him, and he cannot cross the family circle. So by expressing these doubts, she writes a letter and she has been waiting, but all auspicious signs were encouraging her. And then amidst all these auspicious signs, the Brahmana appears walking towards the palace, and then Rukmini Devi was very happy seeing Brahmana, and then Krishna will come and take her away. So we'll actually read the translations of other shlokas. After 43, there are some shlokas in this chapter, and actually next chapter also, how Krishna marries Rukmini, how Krishna kidnaps Rukmini, and how he marries her. We'll not discuss the shlokas, but we'll just simply read the translations like a story, so that we understand the end-to-end everything. Actually, maybe we can also, after we finish discussion of 7th shloka, we can also read what happened before Rukmini actually started writing the letter. No, not actually writing the letter. Maybe we can read that also, but if not that portion, at least the portion where the Brahmana goes to Krishna, and when Krishna sees this Brahmana, there is some conversation between Brahmana and Krishna. Before the Brahmana actually starts reading the letter, there is a conversation between Krishna and Brahmana. That's very important to read. We'll read that also. So we'll read something before the letter and after the letter, so that we have the whole picture of this Rukmini Kalyanam episode.
Yeah, end with happy episode, Prabhuji. At least one shloka.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, if you just finish with letter, then we'll not be satisfied.
Yeah,
see,
happy
my
ending.
wife. I'll tell you something. My wife, whenever she watches a movie, right? In the end, the hero and heroine, they have to get married. Otherwise, she's not satisfied.
Yeah, same thing, Prabhuji. Shubham, we have to see Shubham.
Otherwise, she's not satisfied.
Agree.
We want to see Krishna, not only Paresha, we want to see Paradina also.
Yeah.
Great.
We want to see the Pani Grahanam happening, actually, right?
Yeah.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So we'll see that.
Yeah, sure.
And actually, there is some nice conversation after marriage also between Krishna and Rukmini. there is some nice conversation between them in Dwaraka, in their palace. Maybe we will read that chapter also. So, I mean, that wouldn't take a lot of time. Every day we can read one chapter. So probably this whole week we'll spend on this, and then next week we'll start with a new set of prayers, either Kunti prayers or Prahlada prayers. We'll see how Krishna inspires me and everyone. We'll see what to pick. Okay, so here, since we have discussed about so many points, right? I have compiled a list of. Actually, maybe I can put this on the slide. 1 second. Let me put this on the slide and show. I have written some notes for myself, but let me put this on a slide. Okay, so you all see this? Yeah. So this is a compilation of an abbreviation for Rukmini, and what does each letter mean? R for recognize our situation. U for urgency. K for keen interest in hearing about Krishna. M for meditation. I for intelligent planning. N for not thinking of another option. I for identifying her original position as servant. So R for recognize our situation. Just like how Rukmini Devi recognized her miserable situation, that she was going to get married to Shishupala, and she also recognized her inability to change the situation, her inability to control things, her inability to come out of this situation by herself. So basically, she is acknowledging that she is stuck in a problem. In today's society, most of the people, they do not acknowledge that they are suffering. They think that they are very happy, even though they see that a lot of people are dying, a lot of people are becoming old, a lot of people are getting diseases, a lot of people are suffering in different ways. There are so many natural calamities, but most of the people, they do not recognize, they do not acknowledge that they are in trouble. So a person who acknowledges that they are suffering, that is when their spiritual journey starts. Only when we acknowledge, only when we recognize our miserable situation in this material world, only then we will start questioning why this, why that, why me, why not others, why do good things happen to bad people, why do bad things happen to good people, huh? Where did I come from, what's the origin of this karma cycle, why did God create me, huh? What's the origin of this universe, and what's the origin of myself in this universe. all those things. We'll start asking all these questions. So the first and foremost thing is to recognize that we are in trouble, we are suffering. Then urgency. The problem that we are facing is a very severe problem. It's an emergency. We are actually in emergency. We cannot defer solving this problem to a later stage. We cannot wait until retirement and think that after retirement I'll have a lot of time to read Srimad Bhagavatam. After retirement I'll have a lot of time to go to the temple and do practical services. After retirement I can do many things. But for now, let me focus on my so many other things. So if we are stuck in this, this routine, then we are actually not feeling the urgency. Because we are living in the material world, we have to perform our occupational duties, and we have to take care of the family, children, etc. But at the same time, if we introspect our life, if we look at all the things that we do from morning till night, there are so many things that we do which are actually time killers. We are wasting time on so many things. Taking care of family definitely is not a waste of time. Yes, we need to do that. Doing occupational duty to earn our livelihood so that we can maintain our body and family, that's not waste of time. We should do that. But there are many things that we do in between to get a little sense gratification, to get some little relief in between, like spending time on Instagram reels or chit-chatting with somebody on some mundane topics. So like that, we waste time on many things from morning till night. So if we cut down those things, then we can make time for the important things. Reading Srimad Bhagavatam, discussing Krishna Katha with somebody, or chanting more rounds, going to the temple, all these things. So we have to feel this.
I mean, just to share your experience, for planning means like when we do chanting, the Krishna will plan for us like what kind of prayers we have to do, because we don't know exactly what we have to plan, Prabhuji. We are not like a few, means like we don't know what is good, what is bad. So what exactly we have to pray or what we have to do to grow in the spiritual path, Prabhuji?
So
can you guide us?
In practical terms, planning means scheduling your day, like waking up early, like how you do, right? You wake up early, like 4 o'clock or so. Waking up early, finishing your rounds before you start your work, doing arati to your home deities, and then you cook for your family. And if you are also working, you finish your work, and then in between, whenever you get a little time, you develop a habit of reading one page of Srimad Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita, and in the evening, just like how we are all planning to attend this call every day. In order to attend this call, we plan our, we plan our activities so that we finish dinner, we finish other works before this call so that we can spend actively on this call. So this is all planning. How you want to do devotional service on a particular day, that is planning.
Yeah. Thank you,
So there is a short-term planning and long-term planning. Just like, in every other walk of life in material world, similarly, so short-term planning and long-term planning. Short-term planning, today, how I should spend my time wisely. Or this week, how I should spend my time wisely. And long-term plan can be, in next 1 year, where do I want to be? In next 1 year, one should see their taste on Srimad Bhagavatam increasing much more than what we have now. So for that, we need to hear Srimad Bhagavatam, we need to read, we need to discuss Srimad Bhagavatam with everybody. For example, we have Shiva Namburi on the call, right? So he has a great taste for reading Srimad Bhagavatam. Not only just reading by himself, but whenever he sees me in the temple, he always discusses something that he has read. He shares with me some new points that I don't know. So we have to plan. We have to think actually. Explicitly we have to think. See, the reason most of the people, when they come to the temple, they don't discuss Krishna Katha, but they talk about everything else. Even devotees, I have seen, they don't discuss Krishna Katha. They discuss everything else but Krishna Katha. Why? Because they don't plan. They don't plan to discuss Krishna Katha. If they plan to discuss Krishna Katha with devotees when they meet them in the temple, they will do something to execute their plan. They'll do something before meeting the devotees to execute their plan of discussing Krishna Katha with devotees. And the thing that they have to do before executing the plan is they have to actually read Bhagavad Gita, and when they are reading Bhagavad Gita, they need to remember some points. Oh, okay, tomorrow when I'm meeting Shivakumar Kampilla, I will discuss with this point with him. Tomorrow when I'm meeting with Shamala, I'm going to share this point with her. So you need to consciously do this planning. It's an art. How you do this, you figure it out. But we must learn this art of planning our devotional life. And it's very important. It's very easy and very important. One has to develop this habit of discussing Krishna Katha with others, even for 1 minute. Even for 1 minute. You start with 1 minute. Doesn't have to be like 30 minutes. And we don't need to be pandits to discuss Krishna Katha with others. Just some simple words. So you start with 1 minute, slowly the 1 minute will become 5 minutes, 5 minutes will become 10 minutes. But this is all possible only when we plan things. If you don't plan to discuss, you fail to discuss. So this is all planning. Okay. So now going back to this slide here. Urgency. Yeah, only when we feel the severity of the problem that we are facing, we will have a sense of urgency to address this problem, to solve that problem. So while we are recognizing our problem, it is also important to recognize the urgency of the problem, recognizing the need, the emergency need to solve that problem. So once we feel the urgency, now to solve that problem, what do we have to do? We have to start hearing about Krishna. Because only Krishna Katha will solve all our problems. And when we start hearing Krishna Katha, we need to meditate on that. Whatever we hear, we need to meditate on that. Like every night, we are discussing at least one shloka. So whatever we hear, whatever shloka that we learn in this call, while sleeping, you meditate on that. And the next day, whole day, you meditate on the meaning of this shloka. So keen interest in hearing about Krishna. Shrutva Gunan Bhuvana Sundara. Rukmini Devi starts with this process of Shravanam. Keen interest in Shravanam. Meditation, Dhyanam. When we hear attentively, then the dhyana becomes easy. While hearing, if we don't pay 100% attention, then you cannot do dhyana. Because in order to do dhyana, you need to remember some points that you heard during the discussion. If you don't remember the meaning of the shloka, if you don't remember the word for word meaning of the shloka, if you don't remember any points during discussion, what are we going to meditate upon? That's why keen interest in hearing and attentive hearing on Krishna Katha, attentive hearing of Krishna Katha is very important. And then meditation will happen naturally. So meditation followed by intelligent planning. Intelligent planning of how to come out of this situation. Okay? And while we are planning our devotional life, there will be obstacles, right? The journey is not so easy. Oftentimes we hear this, right? Krishna consciousness is so easy. Bhakti is so easy. Ashtanga yoga, Jnana yoga, Karma yoga, they are very difficult. But Bhakti is so easy. We hear this all the time, right? But Bhakti is not, it's easy compared to other processes. But at the same time, it doesn't come very easily. It doesn't come, the fruits of sadhana, they don't come very easily. We have to intensify our sadhana. So when we are doing sadhana, there will be obstacles. So how to overcome those obstacles, and especially when there are obstacles, what does the mind do? The mind always likes to take the path of least resistance. If we are practicing bhakti and if there are obstacles, it's natural for the mind to think that, oh, this path is not for me. There are so many obstacles here. There's a lot of resistance. This is not for me. So let me choose another path. Maybe meditation is good for me. Maybe speculative knowledge, jnana yoga is good for me. Or maybe not these yogas. Just sitting at home, chilling and watching movies, partying with friends, like how I used to do before. Maybe that is best for me. So that my mind is not experiencing any resistance. So that's how the mind will think. So the important point here is not thinking of another option. That is what N stands for. Not thinking of another option. N. After R, U, K, M, I, the alphabet N stands for not thinking of another option. Even if there are obstacles on the path of bhakti, even if I have problems with other devotees, even if I'm facing some blame and I'm experiencing some dishonor while rendering service, no matter what, we should not think about any other option. Bhakti-chara Swami Maharaj, every time he quotes a very famous thing. And when he came to Seattle temple also in 2014, 15, during that time, when I heard this from him for the first time, it's a very simple statement. I heard this statement from Bhakti-chara Swami Maharaj in the temple, and after I went home, when I was contemplating on that, it felt very deep. So the sentence told by Bhakti-chara Swami Maharaj is, do not leave ISKCON. Do not leave ISKCON. Now when you hear this, it sounds like a very simple statement, right? Oh, everybody will say this. Come to the temple, chant and be happy, participate in the sevas, read Srimad Bhagavatam. All these things look like a very standard, monotonous, statements. So when I heard this statement from Bhaktacharya Swami Maharaj, do not leave ISKCON, I thought it's a simple statement, just like any other statement. Chant and be happy statement. It is also another statement like that. So I did not give much importance to that. But when I came home and I was contemplating on that, then I found, I felt that it's a very profound statement. It's a heavy statement, loaded. It's a loaded statement. Because generally when there are problems, and when we start coming to the temple, when we start interacting with devotees, as we move closer with them, we will start facing problems, which happens in every circle. And then we tend to go away from this path. We tend to go away from this organization. Or we think that, oh, ISKCON Seattle, there are a lot of problems. Let me go to ISKCON Japan. So now you go to ISKCON Japan. What's the guarantee that there will not be any problems in Japan? You go there and you spend some time there and then you think, oh, ISKCON Japan is all full of problems. Let me go to ISKCON Korea. So there are problems everywhere because that's how the material world is. We need to tolerate and not think about another option. That's what N stands for. Rukmini Devi, she was recognizing her situation that she was stuck in a problem. She was going to get married to Shishupala and she doesn't have any control to escape from that situation. And there is only 1 or 2 days time left before the marriage happens. So it's an emergency situation. She was feeling the sense of urgency. And then she was remembering all the things that she has heard about Krishna from other saintly people in Vidarbha, and then she was writing them in the letter, meditating. She was meditating on those qualities of Krishna and writing them in the letter. The alphabet M in Rukmini stands for meditation, and then I, she was giving an intelligent plan to Krishna. And then N for no other option. So in the last shloka, Rukmini Devi will say that, Krishna, if you don't come, even after reading this letter, if you don't come, I will wait for hundreds of lifetimes. Shatajanma bhi syat. Shatajanma bhi syat. So she did not say that, oh, there are so many other eligible bachelors in Vidarbha. Probably I'll find someone else. In fact, Krishna also says that after they both get married, Krishna and Rukmini, marriage is over. One day in their palace, in a conversation with Rukmini Devi, Krishna, in a teasing manner, asks Rukmini Devi, "Oh Devi, there are so many other well-qualified kings in Vidarbha and in the neighboring kingdoms. You could have chosen anybody better than me. Why did you choose me? I ran away in a battle with Jarasandha, and people are calling me Ranachod. You could have found a better person than me." Then Rukmini Devi starts crying. Actually, she becomes very emotional and she starts crying. Then Krishna pacifies her, saying that I was just joking. Don't take it so seriously. I was just joking. And then there is a beautiful conversation there. Probably we'll read that also, sometime this week. So Rukmini Devi did not keep any other option. Just like in Mukundamala Stotra, Kulshekara Alvar, he says in a shloka, very beautiful, almost like what Rukmini Devi did. Rukmini Devi, she gives a list of great qualities of Krishna, saying that Krishna's Rupam is great, Krishna's Kula, Shila, Vidya, Vayo, Dravina, Dhamabi, these are all great. That's why I'm accepting you as my husband. And in the end, Rukmini Devi says, I do not want anybody else. If you don't come, I will wait for you hundreds of lifetimes. Shatajanma bisyat. So something similar to this, Kulashekara Alvar in Rukmini in Mukundamala Stotra, he says, Dara vara karavara sutta te tanujo virinchi stota veda tava suragana bhrutya varga prasada muktir maya jagada vikalam tavaki devaki te Mata mitram bhalari pusutas tatvadanyam na jane. The last phrase is very important. Tatvadanyam na jane. Tat means you. Krishna. Oh Krishna, other than you, anyam. Anyam na jane. I do not know anyone else other than you. Tatvadanyam na jane. I'm fixing my mind upon you, and other than you, I do not know anyone else. So first he gives all the qualifications of Krishna. Why Kulashekara Alvar is choosing Krishna as the best person. Dara Vara Karavara Sutta. Kulashekara Alvar says, Oh Krishna, your wife is a daughter of ocean, Lakshmi Devi, and your son is Brahma, and all the devatas are your servants, and all the Vedas are glorifying you, and Arjuna is your friend. Dharavara Karavara Sutta Tetanujo Virinchi. Virinchi is Brahma. Okay? Virinchi. Stota Veda. Stota means a person who is glorifying. So who are the Stota for Krishna? The Vedas. The Vedas are glorifying Krishna. Stota Veda Tavasura Gana Bhritya Varga Prasada. Bhritya means servants. Varga means group. The group of servants. Who are the group of servants for Krishna? Sura Gana. Sura is Devatas. Gana is all the members of the Devatas. Tavasura Gana Bhritya Varga Prasada Muktir Maya Jagadavikalam Tavaki Devaki Te. And your mother is Devaki. And you bestow mukti to everybody. So you have all these great qualifications. For all these reasons, I am choosing you, and I do not know anyone other than you. Tattvadanyam na jane. So like that, Rukmini Devi is also telling here, I do not know anyone other than you. And then the last alphabet here in the word Rukmini is I, identifying her original position as servant. So Rukmini Devi is assuming a role of Jiva, and all the Jivas are part and parcel of Krishna. Mamai Vamsho Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita in chapter 9, he says, all the living entities are my part and parcel. So the part or parcel has to serve the body. We have this body, and there are some parts in the body. For example, hand. If the hand identifies by itself as a separate entity and does not serve the body, the body will not be nourished. At the same time, the hand is also not nourished. Because the body is the root. If the root is not nourished, then the part is also not nourished. So this hand, which is a part of the body, has to serve this body. When the part serves this whole, then the whole is happy and the part is also happy. Whole means this whole body. So like that, we need to identify our position as eternal servant of Krishna. Krishna is my master and I am his servant. So Rukmini, Rukmini. Now I have also made an abbreviation to remember the shlokas. See, most of you all have memorized the shlokas, right? But sometimes it becomes difficult to remember the sequence or the order of the shlokas. So for those of you who were there in the Damodarashtakam class in Bothal, you know that we made an acronym for Damodarashtakam. NRI, win, and KN. Okay? NRI, non-resident of India, and win is the win number of a car, and KN, there's no word for that, just K for Krishna and N for Namaste. Okay? Similarly, I tried to make some abbreviation for Rukmini prayers. So let me type it down here. I could not make any great word here, but at least this will help. So you see this here? SKTP say. These abbreviations will help to remember the sequence of the shlokas. You know, in the long run, see, right now we are discussing Rukmini prayers. Everything is fresh in the memory. It's easy for all of us to remember the sequence of the shlokas. But after 6 months, after 1 year, after 2 years, we may not remember the sequence. So when you make abbreviations like this, it becomes easy. So SK stands for Sri Krishna, TP stands for Tulsi Priya, say, the English word say. So this is the best I could come up with. If any of you are able to come up with a better word, please tell me. But this is what is helping me, and this is what I think is going to help everybody. So the first S, Shrutva Gunan. K, Katva Mukunda. T, Tanmay Bhavan. P, pūrve-dyuḥ Niyamavrata. S for Svobhavini. A for antaḥ-purāntara-carīm. Y for yasyāṁ pankajaraja snapanam. So what do you think? Is this helpful?
Definitely, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Now we may remember, but as you said, after some time, definitely. Now see the Damodarashtakam.
Yeah.
That time we are very confident, but now we are not that much confident. Same like that. So
Yeah.
definitely it helps.
Yeah, if you remember the acronym, it will help. So, okay, so it's 9:45. So tomorrow we will discuss the concluding shloka, the last 7th shloka. So it's a very important one. We will discuss nice points about that. So before we end the call, anybody has any question, comment, reflection?
I have one subject.
Yeah.
Not from Bhagavatam, because you were mentioning Even some time back I was reading Bhagavad Gita, that sloka, right?
Yeah.
So Krishna mentions in 7th chapter where he says, I mean, we are made up of 8 elements, 5 and 5 plus 3, and that is very. I mean, the nature, and second, the superior energy is the jivas, right?
Yeah.
So, like you have just mentioned, jivas are part and parcel of Krishna. So, being a part and parcel of Krishna, we supposed to satisfy Krishna by serving or by working as Krishna expects.
Yeah.
So, in that sense, okay, from positive sense, all everything we receive, okay, this is what Krishna means, and this is what we intended to. But if we look at the material things that are happening, the negative things, right?
Yeah.
So many, nonsense thing happen, and riots happen, and attacks happen, and then so many other things happening. So they are also part and parcel of Krishna.
Yeah.
And the victims are suffering because of someone is doing something to them, right? Like Bangladesh or Iran, Iraq, whatever happening now.
Yeah.
So now how we should understand, is it like Krishna, the other demonic quality people, with demonic quality people, Krishna trying to teach us lesson, or he's trying to make us remembering Krishna with that situations, or how we should understand that? They are also working for Krishna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anything that happens to anybody, whether to ourselves or to any other person in this world, there are only 3 possibilities. One is karma, second one is time, third one is Krishna's will or Krishna's plan. These are the only 3 possibilities. When Kurukshetra war ended and Bhishma Dev was lying on the bed of arrows, all the Pandavas, along with Krishna, all the Pandavas went to Bhishma Dev, and Yudhishthira Maharaj was feeling great regret in his heart, thinking that I am the cause of suffering, or I am the cause of the death of millions of people in the battle. So he could not be pacified by anyone, including Krishna. So then Krishna thought only Bhishma Dev can pacify Yudhishthira Maharaj. So when all the Pandavas along with Krishna go to Bhishma Dev, Bhishma Dev looking at them, he feels very happy, and then Bhishma Dev expresses his sympathy or empathy for Pandavas. Aho kashtam, aho nyayam, yadyūyam dharmanandana. He was speaking to Yudhishthira Maharaj, who is Dharmanandana, son of Yamadharmaraj, who is Yudhishthira. Aho kashtam, aho anyayam, yadyūyam dharmanandana. O Yudhishthira Maharaj, what a great suffering you have gone through. You don't deserve to go through such great suffering. But maybe it's your karma. Bhishma Dev starts analyzing what are the possible reasons for that situation. I mean, Bhishma Dev knows he doesn't have to analyze point by point. He can pinpoint, tell what is the exact reason. But he starts analyzing step by step so that Yudhishthira Maharaj will be pacified. So first he starts saying that maybe it's your karma. Then he says, no. You're all devotees of Krishna, and you all have taken shelter of Brahmanas, Sri Krishna. So you're not subject to karma. Karma is only for materialistic people, but not for you. Then Bhishmadev continues saying that maybe it is time. Sarvam kala kritam manye. Okay, in Canto 1, Chapter 9, Shloka 14, 13 or 14, Bhishmadev says, Sarvam kala kritam manye. Maybe the reason for your suffering is time. Because with time, everything deteriorates in material world. Sarvam kala kritam manye. But again, then Bhishmadev clarifies, saying that, no, wait a minute. You're not subject to the influence of the time. The influence of the time is irreversible, and that with time everything deteriorates, but that's only for materialistic people, not for you. For materialistic people, with every breath, they are one step closer to death. Whereas devotees, with every breath, they are one step closer to God. So you're not subject to time. You're not subject to the influence of time. So that's not the reason for your suffering. Then, in the next shloka, Bhishmadev tells, who can understand Bhagavan Sri Krishna's plan? Who can understand Bhagavan Sri Krishna's plan? Yatra dharma suto rajan gadapanir vrikodara krishnostri gandivam chapam suhrut Krishna suhrut Krishna yato vipat. He says, who can understand the great plan of Sri Krishna? When there are great personalities like you, like Bhima, Yatra Dharma Suto Rajan, Gada Panir Vrikodara, that is Bhima, Krishnostri Gandivam Chapam, that is Arjuna, Suhrut Krishna, and there is Krishna. How can you be subject to karma and kala? No. It is only the will of Krishna, the plan of Krishna. So whenever anything happens in life, these are the three possibilities. For devotees, it is Krishna's plan. But for sadhakas like us, or for non-devotees, it is either karma or time. Now just to understand this concept of time, right? Let's say somebody has done all punya karma in the previous life. There is no one point of bad karma at all, papa karma at all. It's all punya karma only. In their bank account, whatever they have, it's all punya karma, good karma. That means in this life they have to enjoy. They have to enjoy life. There should not be any suffering. But that's not how it works. Because in this life, there is an influence of time. There's no influence of karma here. There's no influence of bad karma acting. But there is an influence of time. With time, the person deteriorates. The person becomes old. The person gets diseases. The person dies. So that is how to understand the effect of time. In the absence of karma, how time shows its influence. So, Shiva, going back to your point. One second, Shiva. Yeah. So, Shiva, going back to your point, right? So, whenever something bad happens to somebody, some terrorists are doing something to apparently innocent people, right?
Yeah.
It's definitely their karma. They have done something wrong in their past life, for which they are paying now. We definitely have to show empathy on them. But if you want to analyze what's the reason, it's definitely the karma.
So, for example, this Ahmedabad flight, 245 plus people, whatever, at one go, right? Similarly, the Ukraine stuff going on. So, at one go, many people are just going, right?
Yeah.
So
it's collective karma. So there is an individual karma, and in a group incident like this, it's collective karma. That means in the past life, all these people who traveled in that aeroplane, all these people in the past life, they had a common karma. They had joint karma.
Yeah.
They had a joint karma. See, the reason why all of us who are attending this call, why we are together, it's definitely because of some joint karma.
Balance. Yeah.
It's because of joint karma. In the previous life, maybe we all studied Srimad Bhagavatam like this.
Exactly. I was about to say, maybe we were students together and
Yeah, we're all, part of Srimad Bhagavatam study group in the last life also. That's why we are continuing. Otherwise, there are so many people in Seattle, so many people who come to temple, Samamish temple. But why only 10-15 people are together? It's because of some joint karma that's manifesting here.
we are preparing for maybe supplementary.
Yeah.
Yeah, very well. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Sri Vidya, you were saying something?
You already answered, Prabhuji. I was about to ask how come time, because many young people are dying, right? So maybe that is karma.
Yeah.
Understood.
Yeah, it's karma only. Yeah. So at the same time, we cannot just simply say that it's your karma, you suffer it. We cannot be hard-hearted like this. So we have to show empathy, but at the same time, we should be able to give a proper explanation to the victims or the family members of the victim. Just like how Bhishma Dev pacified Yudhishthira Maharaj. So we should be able to pacify the family members of the victims.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
It's almost 10. I think we can stop here. Thank you everyone for joining. Hare Krishna. Grantaraj.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna.
Jai.
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.